How to make other people give you a job. Let's start with the very basics here. There is someone who has a job opportunity or a job position, and there's you. Now this someone, let's say, has an opportunity. Now I'm calling it opportunity and not a job opportunity or a job because it doesn't necessarily always have to be a job. Sometimes it can be a business opportunity. If you're making a product or if you're trying to sell something, the opportunity might just be that this person wants to buy it. Or if you're a content creator, like me and like so many other people in this chat, this opportunity might be a sponsorship offer. It might be a collaboration offer. I'm just calling it an opportunity for now. And pretty much everything that I talk about will apply to all of these opportunities. But of course, the focus is on a job for now. So let's say this person here has an opportunity and you here, you want that opportunity. So the first thing that can happen, which most of us end up doing, is that you will reach out to the someone saying, you have an opportunity and I think I am a good fit. So this is the gist of what we usually end up doing, right? This is job applications, this is reaching out to recruiters, this is asking for referrals, whatever that is. It kind of looks like this. You notice someone else has an opportunity that you want, whether that be a job, whether that be sponsorship, and you think that you should have that opportunity or you want that opportunity and that you are a good fit. This is what that dynamic looks like. The other end of this is this someone is going to reach out to you saying, I have an opportunity and I think you are a good fit. Honestly, this is a great position to be in. And as someone, if you're someone who has been in this position for a while, you might look at this and fantasize a bit, because I know I used to think that this is something that can only happen like 20 years down the road, once you have like a lot of experience, once you have a huge network, once you are very famous, and that's when you get into something like this. That was the kind of fantasy or myth that I had. But I realized over the last year, you don't need 10, 20 years of experience in an industry to get to this point. So let's shift gears a bit and let's try to break this down. Let's try to find out how we can get into this scenario, how we can be this person, and how we can have other people reach out to us for an opportunity that they have and that we can fulfill. So there are two parts here. One, I have an opportunity. Two, I think you are a good fit. So to be in this position here, you have to satisfy these two requirements. Let's start here. Let's assume that this is true, that there is someone who has an opportunity and they might want to give it to you. They might want to reach out to you about it. Well, they can only do that if they think you are a good fit, which means that you need to have some experience, of course. So if the opportunity is, let's say, a React developer, or it's a data position, or it's an AI position, they're really only going to reach out to you about it if you have that experience, right? If you don't have any AI experience or React experience, people are probably not going to reach out to you about, hey, I have a React position, or I want a web app build, can you do it for me? Because you just don't have that experience, right? We're talking about the second one first, because I'm only going to talk about this one for a little bit. I'm not going to go too detailed into this because I really want to talk about this a lot more today. But having experience is not enough. Like most of us probably have a little bit of experience, but we have a hard time telling people about it. So you also want to share your experience. Like even if I have worked 5 years with React, if this someone doesn't know that I have 5 years of experience with React, they're probably not going to give me an opportunity that needs 5 years of experience with React. However, if they know that I have 5 years of experience with React, they're going to be very happy to send this opportunity over to me. And that's the goal with this. Have experience. This in itself is a tricky one because it kind of creates a infinite loop. You need experience for a job, but you need a job for experience, right? No. Well, job or existing work is only one of the factors, or it's only one of the things that you can do to gain experience. You can have side projects. You can attend boot camps. If you're going to college, that's even better. You have a bunch of school projects. If not, and if you can afford it, you can go to boot camps. Or if not, there's a lot of free boot camps, like Free Code Camp is one of the best one out there. And of course, we have open source. You can contribute to open source, you can make your projects open source, and that's a great way to collect some experience. When it comes to sharing experience, I'll try to go in order of like difficulty or how easy it is to do it. So the first one, of course, is social media. So whatever you're working with, whatever you're playing around with, just make some posts about it. Like if I'm playing around with Solid and I'm enjoying it, I'll just make a couple tweets. Hey, Solid.js is insane. It's fast. It's pretty fun to use. You don't run into pitfalls like dependency arrays, and you can just say things like that on social media. You can talk about some issues that you ran into. You can talk about some challenges that you faced and how you fixed them, and just post them on Twitter, post them on LinkedIn, and it's a great way to like share your experience. People on LinkedIn will see that and, oh, hey, this person is playing with Solid, or this person knows a lot about React. This person is doing stuff with AI. So if I want a job, or if I want someone to do this job for me, I'm going to reach out to this person. Open source has like way too many benefits. You can also use open source as a great way to share your experience. Any side projects you work on, put them up on open source. Just build a portfolio website. If you are in tech already, if you have enough experience with HTML and CSS, you can just build your own, or you can use Wix, Squarespace, whatever, and you can build a portfolio out of it. It's a great way to share your experience. Finally, content. This is the strategy that I've been doing. If you haven't noticed already, just make content about it. So take these social media posts, or take the same things that you would talk about on social media or to your friends or to your coworkers, put them into blog posts or make quick videos out of them and throw them up. Content is a great way to share your experience with things. There are a lot of opportunities that I've gotten just out of my content, just out of some of my videos and some of my blog posts, because people saw them, people liked them, people realized that I have experience in this area, and they reached out to me. To satisfy the second one, someone has to know that you are a good fit for an opportunity. You have to have experience and you have to share experience. And these are some high-level strategies that you can use. Now, I want to focus a lot more on this. How do you find people who have opportunities? That's the more tricky thing to do. So let's take this and put them over here. Now, how do you find people who have opportunities? Because what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of people. And there's a lot of people, and you don't know which one of them have the opportunity. It's kind of a game of Where's Waldo, especially with the layoffs. This has become even harder, even more difficult. And then there's competition. Some people have opportunities and they just immediately give it to someone else. Usually there's not a lot of opportunities in the market. There's more people and not enough opportunities. So let's say there are these many people in our imaginary hypothetical scenario, and one of them has this opportunity. Who do you connect with? You don't know, because if you don't know any of them, you don't know who has an opportunity and who doesn't. So let's say that the person that you connect with, we can turn them green. This is the part where I'm talking about networking. Networking in this, in our colorful example, is simply when a circle turns from white to green. White is they don't know you, and green is they know you. And that's what networking accomplishes. You can go to someone that you don't know, you can chat with them a bit, you can build a connection with them, you can build a friendship with them, you can talk about them, about your work, you can ask them about their work, and this process is called networking. Very simple. It's how we make friends, it's how we make relationships, it's what we do when we go on dates, and it's what we do when we go to conferences. Pretty much the same thing. Now, in this scenario, I just connected with these two people. However, none of them have the opportunity that I'm looking for. None of them have an opportunity that they can give me, because it's this person here who actually has that opportunity. To make sure that you find an opportunity that you're looking for, you kind of have to cast a really wide net. Something like this. And this might look a little daunting at first, but it can be done, and I will talk a lot about how to achieve this. Casting a wide net like this is usually difficult because people are spread out all across the place, right? Like, people are all over the place. Some people are in your city, some people are on Discord, some people are in a whole another country, and some people probably haven't even been born yet. Yeah, I don't think you can connect with people who haven't been born yet, but you get the point. You kind of have to like put efforts separately in trying to connect with different people, unless they are not all over the place, unless they're all in the same spot. Now, can someone think of a situation when a bunch of people, a bunch of talented and high-level people in tech might be at the same spot? Conferences, yes, correct answer. Which is why conferences are one of the best ways to network, because it's a hotspot of everyone that you might want to connect to, all in one place. So it's one of the best places to cast a wide net like this, because you actually don't have to cast a wide net. You just need to walk 2 steps and you find someone else to talk to. And then you walk 3 steps and you find someone else to talk to. And obligatory React Miami is in 2 weeks. And I am a media partner for React Miami. If you can afford to go to conferences and if you need these kind of opportunities, conferences are a great place to do it. If you cannot afford it, please don't worry about it. There's still other places that you can do networking on. There's still social media, there's still Discord servers, there's still Slack channels, there's still LinkedIn. So the reason why I think networking is kind of a cheat code when it comes to professional lives is this. Let's say that you have connected with these 2 people here. Now they don't have an opportunity, but they now know you. They know that you have experience. They know what kind of experience you have. And if they run into an opportunity at some point, they'll give it to you, sure. But there's another effect of making connections, which is an exponential growth. Networks grow exponentially. So if you connect with these 2 people, and let's say this person is connected to these 2 and this person is connected to these 2 people, let's say they're friends or co-workers, or they know each other in some other way, you are now by proxy also connected to these people. Did you see what happened here? You just connected with 2 people, but now because you also tapped into their networks, you are just automatically connected to 3 more people now. So now, because this person has an opportunity, it's very likely that this is going to travel down here, and then that's going to travel down to you. Now, network grows exponentially. Yes, that is true. But that also means that it kind of loses its strength. Let's say that you connected with these 2. Let's put them on a slightly intense screen. So let's have this new spectrum here. Let's call this the connection meter. I am going to gamify everything. Everything is a game and a matter of numbers and stats. Let's say this is where you are. You can go higher up, and the higher up you go, the better connection you have with that person. Or you can just go, you can keep going lower into the red territory, and that's a very bad connection. What that means is that even if they have an opportunity, and even if they think you might be a good fit, they still wouldn't reach out to you because there's just huge red flags all over the place. So what we need to do is not only to connect with people, but also we want to go up this ladder. What that leads to is that if you're much better connected to this person, if you have a better friendship with them, if they know more about you, if you know more about them, then they're also going to transfer more of that to other people. Let's turn these back to white. And let's see what happens here. The better connected you are with someone, the more their influence can transfer over. And not just that, the better connected you are with someone, the more likely they are to give an opportunity to you. For example, let's say both of these people have the same opportunity, or they both have some opportunity that you would like to have. This one is much more likely to make it to you compared to this one because you're better connected to them. That's it. And same thing here. This one is a lot more likely to make it to you because this person is hard vouching for you. They know you pretty well. They know your experience pretty well. They know your work ethic really well. So they're going to say, hey, I know someone who can do this job really well, and then they send it over. This is less likely because, again, the strength of the connection is not as good. The goal is not only to cast a wide net to connect with as many people as you can, you also want the connections to be meaningful, to be useful. So let's get here. Let's say you are at a conference and there's a person you want to talk to, the person you want to connect to. You approach them. Well, what will you say? We're getting some keywords here that I wanted to get at. Genuine connection. So this is how you go up the ladder. You want to make a genuine connection with people. That's how you get up here. That's the way to get here. That's the way to form a good friendship or a good connection. It has to be genuine. It cannot be fake. So let's look at some examples. Hi, my name is Dev. Do you have a job for me? Like Warple recognized, this is big red. You say this and you're going to drop here. Don't do this, please. I'm saying this because I have seen people do this. Let's look at another example. Let's go back up. Let's try again. Hi, my name is Dev. I am a full stack application developer. Do you have a job for me? What do you guys think about this one? So yes, this is also red. Maybe not as much because you at least said that you are a full stack application developer. In this case, like there's literally no information. Here, there's at least some information. So let's put it right here. Something like that. Feel like a message would get a spam from, yeah, exactly. These type of messages, if you think they're spam, then you should definitely avoid doing something like that. All right, let's try again. Let's go back up here. My name is Dev. I have 5 years of experience with full stack application development in JavaScript and React. Do you have a job for me? How about now? This time we added a little more information. We said that we have 5 years of experience. We included some technology. We put full stack application developer in there. Still red. So this is going to be a little bit more red. So we might see a pattern here. If you have absolutely no information about yourself, obviously it's not going to be good. However, the more information that we add about ourselves, the more personality we give ourselves, the better we get. So let's try to continue this pattern. Hi. My caps lock is on again. My name is Dev, and this time we're going to insert a 20-minute monologue about my past experience and goals. Do you have a job for me? Since the pattern was that we are adding more information about ourselves, this time we put a 20-minute monologue. Might as well be in an interview. Exactly. This still does not work. This is big red. This is big red right here. No one has fucking time to listen to 20 minutes of your monologue. I'd be so annoyed. Hi, let's try again. My name is Dev. How are you doing? Where do you work? What's your least favorite JavaScript framework? What's a good place for latte around here? Insert funny icebreaker here. I'm not saying you ask all of these questions all at once. The point is that you're not telling them about yourself, that you have experience and you're looking for a job. You are trying to form a genuine connection, just like how you would do with a friend or someone or a classmate or someone who you're on a date with. You're just trying to make a friend. Again, the point is that you're trying to form a connection. You don't want to immediately jump into trying to extract value out of this person. You want to make a connection with them. You want this to go up with this genuine connection. You're trying to make a friend. If you're at a conference or a networking event or on Twitter or on Discord, whatever, don't try to rush people into giving you something that you want. That will almost never work. You have to show interest in their work. You have to ask them about what they are doing, because that's how you get them talking. That's how you form a connection with them. You have to talk about your work. And not in a sense like, oh, I built these amazing websites, I had a great time. No, just tell them what made you start working on some sort of a project. If it's a side project, why did you pick that idea? What was the motivation behind it? If it was for a job, what was the purpose? What kind of business value did that bring? Find what they value. This here is another cheat code, because people are passionate about things. If you figure out what they're passionate about and you get them talking, they're not going to stop. For example, I can tell you that I'm passionate about software architecture. So if you come up to me and you start talking about like any sort of architecture, I don't know, whatever you are more familiar with, again, you're trying to make a genuine connection. So it's not something that you can just ask me a question and I can keep talking and you're not engaging with. But if you find what I value and if you get me talking about it, I'm probably not going to shut up. And the more we talk about it, the better connection we form. If they value, let's say, good engineering, try to get them talking about what that means, how that manifests, how you can be in that position. If they value good teamwork, ask them about what kind of teams they work. I met someone this Tuesday. I chatted with her just a little bit. And then she said that she has been working in like an HR position for a while. So I immediately started talking about HR stuff. I don't know anything about it really. So I just had to draw from the tiny things that have happened to me that kind of relate to HR. So I started talking to her about, okay, what do job offers look like? What are the things, like if you are given a job offer, There are things in there other than the salary. There are benefits, there are vacation times, there's insurance and things like that. And I got her talking about that and she didn't stop because that's what she valued because she has been working in HR for a while. I also met someone yesterday who does training, market insights, and I immediately asked him, what do you mean by market insights? And he said that, oh, that means looking into the market, looking into different teams and companies and what kind of tools they're using, what problems they're solving. And once again, I started asking more questions. Okay, so tell me about this. What are some tools that people are using? What are the things companies are doing? And he just kept on talking. And that formed a pretty good connection with him. And how to avoid being down here? Monologue. There was a career fair yesterday that I was at, and I was sitting with 3 people from a company, and I was having a good conversation with them about the project that I'm working on. Then another student came in. No shade on him, I'm just giving this as an example, and he went on a 5-minute monologue about his experience, about the things he has done, about what kind of opportunities he's looking for, without making it a conversation. It was a monologue, it wasn't a conversation. And like within a 1 minute, I found myself getting bored and looking at my phone and looking at like the pamphlets that were in front of me. I wasn't the target of the conversation, but if that was more of a conversation style, it would have been a great conversation. He could have formed a great connection with me. I could have formed a great connection with him, but that unfortunately didn't happen. Send job. If you're like down here in this area and you start asking them for jobs or opportunities, you're going to drop down slowly. So you're going to want to wait for as long as you can. When you're up here, that's when you ask, because that's when that's when they are a lot more likely to give you what you want. Also, don't do things like that. Show, don't tell. If you think you're great, talk about the stuff that you've done. Don't just say. Talk about what projects you worked on, what value you brought to people. Don't just say that I'm very good at this. So you're seeing the pattern here. You have to form a genuine connection by talking about values, by talking about work, by sharing things, by finding things that you are in common with. And again, this is not only limited to tech stuff. This can also be hobbies. If someone values like working out, talk to them about working out. Talk to them about what motivates them, and ask about if you're also interested in working out. Ask them about it. What should you do? How should you get started? If you find someone who likes corgis or who likes cats like me, talk about cats. I can talk about cats. I have a lot of stories to share about my cat. I can do that. If you find someone who likes coffee, like you've seen coffee on my brand all over the place, get me started talking about coffee and I probably won't stop. Find 2-3 things they value. Let's limit it at that. Find a few things and just try to use those to form a deep connection. Your goal is not to like find 500 things that are common between you and them. Your goal is to make a connection, a deep connection, which means find those few things and talk about them. And once that kind of gets boring, or once the conversation starts to shift, then move on to the next thing. And it has to be a 2-way conversation. It cannot be just you sharing your experience and them sharing yours. You have to find things to relate to. Once you have formed a genuine connection, or the better connection that you have formed with someone, the more likely they are to give you a job. This is a very kind of long-term thing. This is not something that you can just you have 2 conversations with someone and then you ask about a job. Let me put it like this. The best long-term way to get a job is to never ask for one. Because let's say once you are up here, once you've like kind of maxed out the meter, you basically never need to ask them that you need a job, because you have formed such a connection that they already know what your skills are, what your experience is, what your work ethic is like, and at that level, they will automatically give you opportunities. This is how you get here. This someone in this example is like that. You have a pretty good connection with them, and then this is going to happen. They'll run into an opportunity and they'll very happily throw it to you. Or if they know someone else with the opportunity, they are going to vouch for you, saying that, hey, I know this person who's really great at this stuff and I think they would be a good job for this opportunity. They're going to pull it out of them and they're going to throw it to you. You don't even need to ask them because of how well of a connection you've made with them. This is the power of making genuine connections. I'm telling you, networking is a literal cheat code for like a successful professional life. My professional career really blew up after attending React Miami last year, and I wasn't even good at networking. I was like, compared to today, I was pretty bad. And it was still a pretty good opportunity for me. I still got to meet a lot of people. I got slightly good at talking to people, and it also gave me a slight Twitter boost. You guys have questions? You guys have comments? Please let me know. You can put your questions down below, or you can just reach out to me on Twitter. My Twitter username will be right here. Send me a DM or just tweet at me with any questions that you might have, and I'll try my best to answer them.